We did it! I can't believe we actually did it. Our own home.
I know, the budget was tight, but we made it work. Perfectly. We have exactly enough for the down payment and the first month's mortgage. It's all accounted for.
Or so we thought.
What is all this? Where did these numbers come from?
What we didn't know was that a storm of hidden costs was about to hit us. Costs that could sink our dream before we even moved in.
This is a story I see happen all the time. You find the perfect home, you run the numbers, you save like crazy, and you think you have your budget nailed down to the penny. But hiding in the fine print are thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of dollars in surprise fees and forgotten expenses that can wreck your financial future before it even starts. Buying your first home should be one of the most exciting moments of your life, not a total nightmare. Today, we're going to follow Liam and Chloe's journey and break down the 4 biggest and most expensive mistakes first-time home buyers make. I'm going to show you what they are, why they happen, and exactly how you can avoid them, so their story doesn't become your story. Mistake number 1, underestimating hidden upfront costs. The first mistake, and the one that blindsides pretty much everyone, is massively underestimating the cash you need to bring to the table. Most buyers are laser-focused on the down payment, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. The real shock comes from something called closing costs. Let's check back with Liam and Chloe. They'd saved $20,000 for a 5% down payment on a $400,000 house. They were proud, and they should have been. But then they got their closing disclosure. Whoa, wait. That can't be right. The total cash we need to close is almost $35,000. That's 15 grand more than our down payment. What is all this? Title insurance? Lender origination fee? Escrow prepaids?
They're called closing costs, and apparently they are huge. I thought those were just small admin fees.
Chloe's reaction is completely normal. But small admin fees, they are not. Closing costs are all the fees for the services needed to actually finalize the sale. As a rule of thumb, you should budget anywhere from 2% to 5% of the home's purchase price just for these costs. On their $400,000 home, that's an extra $8,000 to $20,000. This cash covers the lender's fee for creating the loan, the title company's fee to make sure nobody else has a claim on the property, the appraisal fee to verify the home's value, and even prepaid property taxes and homeowner's insurance. These are not optional. If you don't pay them, you don't get the keys. The fix is simple, but it requires discipline. When you calculate how much you need to save, don't just save for your down payment. You have to save for your down payment plus an extra 2 to 5% for closing costs. This is the first, most important step to avoiding a last-minute catastrophe. Mistake number 2, treating pre-approval as your final budget. That first shock of closing costs sent Liam and Chloe right back to the drawing board. It forced them to reevaluate everything and led them straight into the second major mistake. Thinking your mortgage pre-approval is your actual budget.
Okay. So even with those insane closing costs, the bank did say we were pre-approved for $400,000. The monthly payment is high, but it's technically doable.
Is it though? I just ran the real numbers. After the mortgage payment, you have to add property taxes and homeowner's insurance. They call it PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Once you add it all up, we'd have about $200 left for the entire rest of the month.
$200? For groceries, gas, our phones, for everything?
Exactly. We couldn't afford to go out to dinner, ever. We couldn't save a dime for an emergency. We'd be completely and totally house poor. This is the house poor trap. It is so critical to understand the difference between what a bank says you can borrow and what you can actually afford. Your pre-approval is a ceiling, not a target. The bank is just calculating the absolute max you can handle without defaulting on the loan. They aren't budgeting for your happiness, your hobbies, or a surprise car repair. So, how do you avoid this? You forget that pre-approval number for a second. Instead, you build your own budget from the ground up. Use an online PITI calculator to estimate the full monthly housing payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Then, add in any HOA fees and a guess for utilities. Once you have that all-in number, drop it into your real monthly budget next to everything else. Food, car payments, student loans, savings, all of it. If the numbers look terrifyingly tight, like they did for Liam and Chloe, then that is not your price range. Being approved for a home you can't truly live in is not a prize worth winning. Mistake number 3, minimizing repair and maintenance risk. Feeling the financial squeeze, it's only natural for first-time buyers to look for places to cut corners. This leads right to the third and potentially most catastrophic mistake: skipping the home inspection or failing to budget for repairs. A full home inspection is going to cost $500? Look, the house we saw was only built 10 years ago. It looks perfect. Honestly, after that closing cost surprise, we need to save every dollar we can. Maybe we should just skip it?
Are you crazy? My parents told me that is the one thing you never, ever skip. It's a deal breaker.
Take a look at this. This house also looked perfect, but the inspector found a hairline crack in the foundation hidden behind some drywall. That's a $15,000 repair, minimum. My clients walked away, and they were so grateful they spent the $500 to find it. Liam's first thought is a common one, but it's a high-stakes gamble you should never, ever take. A few $100s for a professional home inspection is the best insurance you can possibly buy. An inspector's job is to find the problems you can't see: a faulty electrical panel, a dying air conditioner, or an old roof that's one storm away from leaking. These aren't $1,000 problems, these are tens of thousands of dollar problems. But it's not just about what's broken today, it's about what will break tomorrow. Homeownership is a constant cycle of maintenance. A good rule of thumb is to set aside 1% to 2% of your home's value every single year for maintenance. For a $400,000 home, that's $4,000 to $8,000 a year, or about $330 to $660 a month that you should be putting into a separate savings account just for your house. Water heaters fail, dishwashers leak, things break. If you don't have a dedicated house emergency fund, you'll be forced to put repairs on a credit card, digging yourself into an even deeper hole. Mistake number 4, failing to compare mortgage options. The fourth and final mistake happens right at the beginning, but its financial impact can last for 30 years. It's the incredibly common mistake of just taking the first loan you're offered instead of shopping around.
You know, when we started this, we were so overwhelmed that we just went with the first bank that pre-approved us. We never even talked to anyone else.
We just figured a loan is a loan, right?
That's what I thought. But today, I spent the afternoon calling 2 other lenders and a mortgage broker our agent recommended. And you are not going to believe this. ABC Mortgage can give us an interest rate that's 0.25% lower than our current offer. And their lender fees are almost $1,000 less.
0.25%? Over 30 years. That saves us over $20,000 in interest. Just from a few phone calls? Yes, just from a few phone calls. Lenders are in a competitive business. Their rates and fees can be wildly different. Research shows that getting just a few extra quotes can save you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. You need to get a loan estimate from at least 3 to 5 different places. Compare big national banks, local credit unions, and independent mortgage brokers. This is a standard 3-page form that makes it super easy to compare offers side by side. You want to look at the interest rate, the APR, and the specific lender fees in Section A. Even a tiny difference in the interest rate can have a massive impact on what you pay. Never assume the first offer is the best one. Making lenders compete for your business is one of the single most powerful money-saving moves you can make. Conclusion and call to action. So what happened with Liam and Chloe?
Okay. So we can't afford that first house. It was a pipe dream. Our real budget, our safe budget, means we should be looking at homes around the $350,000 mark.
And honestly, I'm relieved. This feels real. This feels controllable. We can still buy a fantastic first home, but we'll have money left over to actually live our lives and to fix things when they break. Liam and Chloe didn't give up on their dream. They just gave up on the naive version of it. By learning from their near misses, they took back control. So let's recap. First, budget for massive closing costs, not just the down payment. Second, make your own realistic budget. Don't just chase the bank's pre-approval number. Third, always get a home inspection and start saving 1 to 2% of your home's value every year for maintenance. And fourth, make lenders compete for your business by shopping around for your mortgage. These steps aren't meant to scare you. They're meant to prepare you so you can walk into the biggest purchase of your life feeling confident and in control. To make sure you don't miss any of these hidden costs, I've put together a free first-time home buyer's hidden costs checklist for you. Just click the link in the description to download it. It'll help you anticipate every fee so there are 0 surprises. And if you want to feel this confident on your home buying journey, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, check out this next video on how to negotiate with sellers to save even more money. You can do this. You just have to be smart about it.